We need to full on predator proof. Not necessarily the chicken coop. The chicken coop has always been fine. Our chicken run, because our chickens have been wanting to sleep here at nighttime. And once again, we ran into predator issues. This morning, coming out to the chickens, we found plenty and plenty of feathers all around our area where they get to free range and walk around, and found some in the chicken run as well. By my count, I think we lost just only one chicken, which we'll take as a positive, but it looks like that chicken, which was one of the ones that we ever first brought home, did not have a very good night. Melina was scouring for where they could have came in from, a predator, which they could just climb this fence or climb some of these trees and jump over, I'm guessing, if they wanted to. But she found right here this hole in our fencing that definitely looks like something tried to force its way in and break those open. So got to reinforce that spot first, because it looks like that's where the predator either escaped or came from. Got him.
Inside it.
Huh?
There are feathers in there. We can tell it's right.
She's trying to say that there is some feathers right there. So, yep, and there's some feathers back there. That's where the animal came from?
Yeah.
First, we'll get that spot guarded up. Then I'm gonna have to work on this chicken run that I never made as a predator-proof chicken run, because it was just a spot for them to get away from snow and rainfall, having this cover in them. And the coop was supposed to be their protection. We have the automatic door that closes and everything inside the coop. Now we have to get it all settled. So first, let's start with that little opening. The next thing that I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna reinforce with some extra wiring here all this chicken run. I just want to make sure that it's not going to be any super easy access for any of these animals. Down there, I know it's actually already pretty broken. Reinforcing with a lot of wire, and then we'll start worrying about what to do with the door. So using a lot of the scrap wiring and fencings that we have around here, instead of going out and just going to buy some, it doesn't give us the most beautiful look right now. I would love to have it where it's cloth wiring for the whole entire thing, but since this just happened today, and we just got to make sure that we're not going to have any attacks tonight and that these chickens are safe. I don't care about the looks right at this exact moment. We can always fix that up later. More importantly, we want to make sure that all these chickens are safe. So we are going out to protect these guys. Isn't that right, Sunny? Sunny is one of our last few now from our first 10 original chickens. We got Sunny, we have our Buff Orpington chickadee, we have our other Easter egger over there, Goldilocks, and I think we got Snowflake. Let's see. And laying an egg. Laying an egg right there, we got Snowflake. So now that I believe that the surroundings are hopefully protected, there is this hole right here in the door. This is just so they could go in and out. It wasn't supposed to be anything too fancy beforehand, but we have an automatic chicken coop door here from Chick Cozy. If you guys want one of these, it is in the description below. These are the chicken doors that we've always used. We like them because instead of risking it on solar power or anything like that, they use batteries, just AA batteries, and the batteries last a long time. We actually don't have too big of a problem with solar power except for here during the winter time here in Michigan. So not winter, so solar would be fine, but instead we're just gonna hook up one of these automatic doors right here to their run. So they'll be able to wake up, come out of there, and then they'll be in this area for a little bit until they fully come out with this automatic door. And what we'll do here is we'll just make sure we put brand new batteries in this door and everything that we need before we hook it up. But we've really loved these doors from Chick Cozy. and we've never really had a problem with them other than us sometimes not coming out and checking and making sure like if there's a daylight savings time and time change, because you can set it to what time you want the door to open, which is another feature that we've always really liked about this. Let's get it hooked up and then I'll kind of explain more about the door. Now I just want to make sure that the automatic door, it opens up horizontally instead of vertically. So I want to make sure it's not going to bump anything and there's no problems. It just looks like there was something in the track. So I have a screw here. I always try to keep one around so that if I need to empty out the track or anything like that. As we're doing all this, everyone say hi to the goats that are not in the area they need to, but you can see that there's some big weeds that have been growing in our chicken run, so they're eating at those. All right, back to the door. It looks like it works fine now. Takes 4 AA batteries. So I'm just gonna put brand new batteries in. And the next thing I'm gonna do is set to when I want this door to open and close. So 9:30 is probably a pretty good closing time for us to make sure that all the chickens are in bed and it starts to be nighttime for them. And it gets light out at like 6 o'clock now, but I'll probably set the door to like 7:30 because they do have the run. Let them be in there for a little bit before they come out, just to make sure there's no predators still lingering. So this will hopefully barricade these chickens in for tonight. We'll come back out a little bit later. The other thing we're gonna do, since there is a predator on the loose, is we're gonna go make sure that the other chicken coop door that we have has batteries as well. All right, so for these chickens, for this automatic door, I did forget that Chick Cozy just sent us one of their brand new automatic doors, which actually does run on solar power. We figured while we have this door right now, and this spot right here gets so much sun, especially during this time of year for us, we might as well hook up their brand new door, which is not much different than the last. Still has the same exact kind of system of it opens up horizontally, but the thing that's nice about this door is that if you want to run things on solar, you have that option. Plus, it's a little bit more sleek. I like the look of it. It's bigger and just a more sturdy door. So we are gonna actually take this one off and put a brand new door on. I did like the green door, which they have green and orange are your 2 options, which funny enough are my 2 favorite colors. Green being my favorite. I did like the green, but we got an orange and it just pops a little bit more. You can see it a little better. So really just the preference of what you want. Once again, just like the last door, so here's the little solar hookup that I just connected. Just like the last door, what you do is you undo this spot right here, and then inside here you have all your modes. You can make it where it operates on a light sensor. You can make it happen at what time, or you can just manually open this. We still like the time better on these as always for us. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna set it just like I did before, set this thing to open up probably about 7:30 and close around 9:30, 9:45. Now I'm gonna give it a good test open to see. Well, that is super nice. Unlike the last door, you can see, look, there is no track, which definitely was the only problem with the last door a little bit, is that every once in a while you have to make sure you clean the track. This one, no track. This is gonna be much better because you won't have to come out here and try to manage that at all. So let's attach this door next. All right, I got the door attached. I did have to use a hand screwdriver, which is no big deal. It's just 4 screws, but it was really deep to get into these holes that they had for the screws. So unless you have a long extension for your screwdriver, which I just didn't want to find at the moment, so I just grabbed a hand screwdriver real quick. The door is now attached. We have the time set. I'm gonna open it up one last time for them, and then we'll come out at nighttime and see how both these coops are doing. I'm hoping that these doors hold up good during the winter and the solar power aspect of it is fine. But if you're looking into these doors, especially with that no track on these ones, so there's nothing that's gonna get stuck in them, go on over to Chick Cozy, use our discount code that is in the description, get yourself one of these doors. We absolutely love them. All right, the reinforcements. It has now been a couple days of the coops being locked up better and reinforced with all of our wiring going all across the bottom of the coops, making sure the run. And for anyone who was wondering why the run wasn't as secure as it was never intended to be a run that was supposed to secure them and make sure no predators were getting in, because they have this room to free range. The only thing that was really for was to give them a covered space for the winter time, so that they had a bigger area, so that if snow was all over the ground, which we get here in Michigan, that they could just get away from snow or really hard rain and just have more room than just being in their coop. So that's why that wasn't predator proof. It wasn't supposed to be a spot that we thought chickens were gonna sleep, but unfortunately that happened, and unfortunately we lost the chicken because of that. But as I said, it's been about 2-3 days now since that, 2-3 nights. We have not lost any chickens, and we think we may have found out what got the chicken, or I think it was just one chicken, what might have got the chicken, because we saw something last night.
Possum?
Yeah.
What is it?
Possum.
That's right, a possum, which is one of 2 of my enemies that I do not like.
Who's your other one?
Raccoons.
Oh, okay.
Raccoons and possums. I guess I'm like a chicken. So last night, through our bathroom window, I saw that the goats were staring and looking like they were like, why? It was late. It was like 9:15, 9:20, so almost dark. And for some reason, they weren't going to bed. And then all of a sudden I looked, they're like staring at something. I looked down from our window, and there is one of the biggest possums that I have ever seen. So, like I should do, we decide that we should let our Great Pyrenees out, Milo, who's supposed to be a livestock guardian dog, and he handled the situation how I would have handled the situation. He walked up to that, not walked up, he actually kind of came in with some heat. The possum hissed at him, and he said, all right, yep, I don't want to mess with you. So unfortunately, that didn't scare the possum away. So we put a live trap out so that we could catch the possum, and then this possum just tried to play with the cage, did not ever get around to go into the opening. So unfortunately, the possum is possibly still around. We're gonna put the live trap back out again tonight, and hopefully we will catch it. But I'm pretty sure that was it, because Chelsea said that she's been noticing that she thought something was eating our chicken's eggs at night, or that we've been getting a lot less eggs, and I just thought maybe the chickens were eating their own eggs, and she's like, no, I think something's doing it.
I had a gut feeling.
And now that the coop's been locked up, we've been getting more eggs.
Yeah, there's I think 11 or 12 there today, so. What are you doing?
Nora,
Oh my gosh.
are you climbing? So we solved our egg problem and our predator problem, I think, by the coops now being the way that they are. But we do still have the predator on the loose, but not as big a deal as long if everything is locked up. Other than the fact that we have a large possum roaming around, which I don't like the sound of. So I'm hoping that we catch it tonight, or one of these. I agree, we don't want it around. I'm hoping that's just gone, and we want to get rid of it. So we are going to set the trap out again tonight and see what happens. Melina just went and collected eggs, and as you can see, instead of us going in there and seeing possibly 1 to 2 eggs for all the chickens we have, now we get this much. That's a big difference. I'm happy it solved that problem, because us not getting eggs from the chickens, but feeding them all the time and housing them the way that they're housed, that really wouldn't make it worth it. So we're happy that we have eggs coming back again. We're happy that we have safe chickens once again. And we're just thankful for you guys for always watching. We appreciate you guys. Truly, truly, I say to you, whoever hears my word and believes him who sent me has eternal life. He does not come into judgment, but has passed from death to life. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. God bless you guys.